A-1 Ivory. That's me in an artist form, and I do spoken soul. No disrespect to spoken word, to the great Langston Hughes, all these awesome poets that prolifically put pieces together to serve. But I'm in a brand new stage of my life because that's one thing I had to forgive myself for, not becoming all things to me first. That was a tough one, but yet here we are, still evolving. So this spoken soul concept is, the reason why I say it's spoken soul is because they're not just words. And I partner with some great people over at Kingdom Content, and sometimes we get in there and we record and we have some fun. But man, I leave tired. I'm drenched. I put all my energy towards this piece because it's the same concept of speaking in tongues. Okay, so the speaking in tongues in the past was that, you know, you would hear this, you know, sound, but you couldn't quite comprehend it, but you could feel it. So in any piece that I do is there to stimulate thought, for one. Also solution oriented. As we go through all these emotions, through the ups and downs, I will always, right before you guys and the Most High with myself, end on a solution oriented note. And I'm all for it. I believe that I have a gift to communicate, to make something like mini sermons. You know, I love to sit around and listen to the greats, YouTube them and hear all these sermons, take notes. That's what I love to do. But in a microwave blessing world, right? And if I'm all about solutions, how can I create some pieces in a timely fashion to simply ask someone to discover yourselves and what you feel as you go and you listen to this. I want to be relatable. You know, I have 2 children. I was speaking to a good brother, and the art of war is, the number one rule of war is divide and conquer. So we cannot change anything if we're not on the inside. So I'm dad. My brothers are uncle. My sisters are aunts to my children and yours too. How do we impact or influence them more? The number one rule to leadership is influence. So here it is. I'm dad, and I don't know what I'm talking about. That's aunt or their mom. She don't know what she's talking about. So how can I create a piece of art, creativity in a solution-oriented way to influence those who are right between me and my kids, that generational gap? So now I have the ear of maybe the young rappers, which I love hip hop music. I love expression. We do have to be mindful of what we feed our mind and our brains. Most we become. But my purpose is to, hey, let me just ask questions and help you discover, is this content that you picking out, or are you kicking, is it beneficial or is it destructive? So I'm using my piece as spoken soul to really connect one to self, to actually discovering questions and understand polarity. You know, it's light and it's dark. But the great thing about heaven, and heaven is a mindset. Remember, all these books that we read, all these studies, is to help us change our way of thinking. So if heaven is a mindset and you were created whole and complete, all these things had to happen to you just as they did. Remember, there's no polarity in heaven. So that's how all the things have allowed me to, you know, think that tribulations produce perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. These are all scriptures, but this generation is not trying to hear that. They're trying to see that. And so sometimes we got to swag it out, get fly, do whatever we need to do just to get their attention, but always be governed by the big God rules.